Good morning, folks. Again, I'm just showing how actually it happens in real life. Your food habit, your exercise habit, your meditation habit, your journaling habit. So try from Monday to Friday, stick to a disciplined routine, at least from morning when you wake up until around 8 p.m. Dinner can be at your discretion with family, and you can go slightly more off the track. So around 10 to 11 I feel a bit thirsty, hungry, etc. But because I'm still in my fasting, intermittent fasting, and my break time, which is my breakfast, like break the fast time, not breakfast, because the moment you hear the word breakfast you think 7 o'clock in the morning or 8 o'clock. But actually, if somebody is doing intermittent fasting, which is the one best thing that you can do to promote autophagy, meaning cleansing of the cells and all the debris in the brain and everywhere, which promotes longevity and good health, particularly if you're over 40, 45 and started to feel that age is catching up, then if you want to reset your youth or health, the best thing is to fast periodically, not every single day. Maybe Monday to Friday you practice intermittent fasting, meaning you wake up but you don't eat anything and you eat at a time, so that from the last meal to this meal it's 16 hours. So you eat everything from 8 hours, so maybe 1 to 9 or 2 to 10 p.m. But it depends, like when you wake up, when you go to sleep. Like I wake up at 5 in the morning, so after waking up, before I leave house, I will have 2 glasses of coffee, pure coffee, no sweetener, no milk. And then as I come to my office, which is normally 8 in the morning, I start working. You probably hear a background music, like a focus music, and then I will drink another, but no more coffee usually. This is my beverages, so I'm going to put this and start sipping. Not this one, this is the snacks. This is in the afternoon when I will have another cup of beverage. That time it is ashwagandha. And then I will have this naughty food. I call it naughty food. It is salty, it is crispy, it has got carbohydrate in it, but it has got lots of good stuff as well, like walnut and like peanut and like almonds. So I'm trying to kind of compensate for these popcorns, which I made myself with spice and butter and salt. And this is definitely not good, but it tastes nice. So in the afternoon, when I've already broke my fast with my lunch, which is sitting there, I can have this with this. Yeah. So from time to time we need to give yourself reward the stuff that we enjoy, unless it is too bad and too frequent. Okay, so I'm going to open this and drop this there. Here you go. This is organic ginger lemon tea. So let it brew. Now when I break my fast, I will always break my fast with a green smoothie. It's very important to be a bit careful when you break your fast. When there is a 16 hours no food in your gut is almost empty. All the bacteria are thinking when the next food is going to come. Suddenly you give them a lot of different food, protein, oil, fat, fibers, etc. They can get overwhelmed. Now after every single meal, even for the healthy people, you will see in the blood the bacterial cell wall or endotoxin or LPS, lipopolysaccharide level will go up, and then our body will mop it up. But if you overwhelm the body's defense mechanism, natural killer cells, antibodies, then there'll be an LPS spike. And this chronic level of LPS spike or toxin spike in the blood is very, very injurious. Brain fog, small vessel disease, fatty liver in a non-obese patient. So we need to prevent the toxin spike, which is almost inevitable, because gut is, the surface area of our gut is almost 2 tennis court. So there's a lot of exposure, and gut has got good bacteria, bad bacteria, toxin in the food, stabilizer, emulsifier in the food. So gut's job is pretty difficult. It has to allow all the good stuff in and not the bad stuff in, but some bad stuff will get in, and that's why every time you eat meal, you will see in the blood level LPS will spike. And Unfortunately, commercially LPS measurement is not available. As a result, we cannot prove that all of us have got a degree of leaky gut. Some are really rubbish, some are kind of almost optimum perfect. So now that we cannot test for LPS spike, let's be careful. When you break your fast gentle. Don't overwhelm. Give single type food. So this is a probiotic prebiotic mix. So the bacteria will be very happy. The good bacteria look for prebiotic, good fibers, whereas bad bacteria is looking for bad food. So if you don't give the bad bacteria their food quickly, they will kind of starve out and die. And if good bacteria, the choice first. All right, so that's my breakfast, and within half an hour probably I will have my proper lunch. And be careful when you put a cooked lunch in, which I do, lots of stuff in it, it will leak. So can you see it leaked all the olive oil and the butter and stuff? So you have to have a Ziploc. So that has saved my bag where I carry all my stuff. And with this fatty lunch, you will have all the fatty vitamins, omega-3, vitamin D, because if you eat this in empty stomach, it doesn't get absorbed. You need fat for this to work. And these three are my creatine chews, which promotes brain health and muscle health. This is just salt and pepper. Okay, and this is just a plain water. And this is my afternoon just before I leave for my evening work. Not all this, only 2 days a week I will work in an evening clinic. I will have some protein, but even if I go home, I will have some protein, because otherwise what is going to happen, I go home hungry and I will then just find out whatever the food is. So the trick is, in these 8 hours of feeding window, so 1 to 9 and 2 to 10, because we Indians eat quite a late dinner, mostly 10. So we have to break your craving and hunger, because the moment you allow the hunger to rise up beyond the level, you lose your self-control. And you will even have to prepare your guilty food. Like I have prepared my guilty food. I know it's not very good overall, but I love it. I'll have it. But because I prepared it, I'm not going to eat a whole bag of crisps and stuff. Similarly, after my dinner, which is not here, which is more at my discretion, I will have carbs. I will have everything. I don't think any particular food group is inherently bad, depending on when to eat it and how to handle it and what to do afterwards or before, so that you don't have the insulin spike. That's the main thing. You should not have the insulin spike. Number one, you should not kill your gut bacteria. Yeah. So if you look after these two, then you are done. You don't have to calorie count. You don't have to starve yourself of good food or tasty food, even if it's a little bit not good. And lastly, your lunch has to be predominantly vegetables, rainbow vegetables, cooked, spiced. Otherwise it is nasty. It doesn't taste nice. And you have to have a lot of protein, a lot of good fat, a lot of fresh fruit, some sweet fruit as well, like blueberries, strawberries, just to give a different kind of flavor. I'm just going to open up and show what's inside, but it doesn't look good when it's a medley of different food. They're all scrambling together. It doesn't look good, but it is very tasty. It is fresh. I cook it myself every morning fresh. It takes only 5 minutes to cook. See how many different food groups are there and how many colors are there. You have got carrot, you have got strawberry, you have got cucumber, you have got red pepper, you have got artichokes, you have got kidney beans, you have got a beef burger split. That was not homemade though, so in future I was planning to just get a real beef and just make a keema out of it, like a mince out of it. I've got also salmon, and I've got pickled onions. So the gut bacteria, they love different types of vegetables. So, but most of my patients tend to eat the same food again and again. So they do have vegetable, but it is always tomato, cucumber, lettuce, something like that. So you need to vary it, and you need to vary it even within a week. And if you can't, just at least next week, don't eat any of this, or at least some of this you need to recycle, change it. Yeah. So that's it. It's not difficult, but make small change. Maybe start with a green smoothie and some supplements, and then move on to organic tea. After lunchtime, around 2 o'clock-ish, 1 o'clock, you shouldn't be having any caffeine if you want to have good sleep. And yeah, have a good lunch. As little carb as possible, as much veg as possible, although veg will have carb in it, but that's probably the best carb you can have. And lots of protein. Here we have got beef and salmon. And nuts. Oh, I forgot nuts, which you can see. Sometimes I put seeds as well. So have a great lunch, have a great nutrition, have a great body, have energy, have happiness. That's it.